Gamechanger. It is July 15th. It is Tuesday, July 15th. I'm actually shocked I know that. The year is 2014. Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Now, before we get into Gamechanger, there's something I really want to talk to you guys about. It's super important. A friend of ours, Louis, I used to work with him at Split Infinity Radio, unfortunately he's in the last stages of, and it's such a weird name of form of lung cancer that I can't properly pronounce it without messing it up. But the point being is that he now has been graced with maybe a 3-month period. He's got 90 days.
Oh, wow.
And what we're doing is next weekend, this is going to be from July 19th to 20th, starting at midnight on that Friday. Actually. Yeah, this weekend. Starting this weekend on that Friday at midnight. Tune into Split Infinity Radio, which is www.siradio.fm, and their Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/siradio. We'll be running an all-weekend broadcasting marathon for music, for Twitch streaming, for everything, and it's all in support of Louis' fight. Now, Louis' fight is what I wanted to tell you guys about. He is running a charity event, and, you know, we're not expecting you guys to go out there and throw money at this thing by any means. We just want you to know about it, and for maybe you put it out in the wild yourself. Louis' fight can be found by looking up Louis' fight on Facebook. You can also look up Louis-thon for DJ Louis.
Cool.
And make sure to check into that. I'll be probably hosting and DJing that weekend, and I know I will be running a good 4 hours at least of Twitch streaming from the Xbox One, so you guys come chat with us. We'll be there hanging out, you know. So you wanted to talk about Defiance again, so I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way and let you do it.
Let's get it out of the way.
Go ahead.
Defiance patch 2.1 hit last week. The content actually went live yesterday, which gave us content for episode 4, which was great. There's a problem.
Broke everything, didn't it?
Well, so it actually didn't break anything in the sense that there's bugs that broke. There aren't actually any bugs. They did pretty good. They fixed a few bugs. That's great. They made a change to the way you replay storylines that I actually like. So now your map isn't inundated with stars. You click one area to replay a storyline now. Okay. There's like 7 of those, and that's great. And they completely screwed the War Master.
I don't know what that means.
There's an in-instance event called the War Master. It's part of what's known as a major arc fall in Defiance. And he's a timed event. So when you break the locks that hold the War Master in place, you have 7 minutes to kill it.
Okay.
Win or lose, you got 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. It takes like 30 people.
That's a lot of people.
Now, there's a problem with Defiance. Defiance has no good raid system. You can have a group of 4 people, which means several people have to group, and then so it takes a while to organize an event to get people all in there. The event only holds 24. You can get around that by having people already in there, add people, and then have them teleport. I won't get into all that. What I will say is this. Apparently, and they don't like what they said was the minority of the game players holding the locks and for like an hour or so while we were trying to get people together. Because if you beat his ass, you get really good epic legendary weapons.
Okay.
Like this is...
So they want people to fail, basically.
Yeah. So here's what they did.
They set
the locks auto-shatter in 3 minutes regardless.
So every 3 minutes, it'll 3 minutes.
As soon as it spawns...
So it's forcing this thing to happen every 10 minutes.
Yeah, basically. So as soon as you kill all the stuff upstairs, you go downstairs where the locks are. You have 30 seconds to go downstairs, because that door automatically opens now in 30 seconds. And in 3 more minutes, if you don't touch the locks, they shatter.
In my opinion, that is kind of their choice, and it's fair.
I'm not saying it's not their choice. Good. I think, well, it's a slap in the face to their long-standing users, and to call us the minority when everyone in the game bitches about it, everyone on the chat bitches about it, everyone on the forum bitches about it. We're not the minority. We are the majority. In fact, most of us are the majority from more than a year ago. And this is the one thing that, as much as I like this game, and as much as I've tried to hype this game, I keep going back to Tryon. They keep just, like, literally sticking the screws to us.
Why don't you get in touch with one of their community managers and see if you can get to...
They don't give a shit.
Ooh. That's a brave announcement right there. So they don't give a crap at all.
They really don't. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe I guess that's what happens when your game goes free to play.
That's exactly what your game goes free to play. And you can...
Nobody's getting paid to manage these things, so no one really cares. That sucks.
I mean, it sucks because there's good content in this patch, too. Like, a lot of good content. And this one big thing. Now, granted, it just means I won't play the War Master anymore.
Yeah, it just means you'll go about your other business elsewhere.
Other stuff. But that's a massive...
You're basically taking away a piece of the game.
Yeah.
You're saying, well, screw you, you're not going to be able to do this.
And the letter they wrote, which I'm going to put a link to below, is really just it's an FU. It really is an FU. And this is a letter from Tryon, this is from the community.
Well, speaking of people not getting paid and really saying FU, Crytek, the people who developed the Crytek engine and Crysis 1 and 2, and I don't remember if there's a Crysis 3 or not, or if it was just coming and it kind of got disappeared. 3-4 months later, still not paying any of their employees. They have been in a certain situation, and it's been reported by Kotaku, among other media outlets in the last multiple months, that they're just not paying their employees. We've had employees email in and talk about the horrid conditions. Yeah. But the biggest thing is their big game that they're trying to launch, which is the Homeland game on the next-gen consoles. Well, their director up and left.
Well, yeah, if you're not going to pay me, peace.
Yeah, they're in probably the 3/4, 75% area of the life completion of that game, and their director, the guy who holds everything up and sets everything in motion, just kind of bounced because he was sick of not getting paid and he didn't want to deal with it anymore. And honestly, I can't blame him. I really do think that this game, if it does see the light of day, will not be the game. It's going to be bad. Yeah, they should have stuck to another Crysis, but I get it. You know, you can only make graphics engines so advanced that where people can play them.
You can only not pay people for so long.
That's the thing. You can only not pay people for so long.
Maybe they thought if they tried a new game, people thought they'd get paid.
Basically what it came down to is they spent a lot of money and they emptied the coffers, I should say, and didn't really get the kind of money they were supposed to get in as a cash injection, and poof. This is what happens, and this is how game companies begin to die. I'm looking at THQ for an example of where they got ended quickly and just kind of came out one day and was like, all right, we're out, peace. Yeah. Then they sold their stuff literally that week. Yeah. So I really do say that Crytek's going to go down, and they're probably going to get parted off and sold IP-wise in the next, I'm going to call it the next 6 months. Ooh, so by April of next year, I'm going to go ahead and say that that's going to happen. Because it's just not looking good for them. Now, something that is looking good, and I know we talk about Microsoft a lot.
We do.
I love the new games for gold on Xbox One. Because they're giving me free stuff every month. They're giving you one game every month. They started off with 2 games where they gave you the Halo third-person shooter, which I haven't had a chance to play. Yep. And they give you Max and the Brotherhood or the Lost Brotherhood or whatever, where basically you play this kid called Max. Cool. And you want your brother to be gone a la the Labyrinth style. Well, a goblin comes and steals your little brother. And you have to go in and play through these very platformy levels. And you, at points, hold the right trigger and you either draw yourself vines to swing from, you bring rocks out of the ground, all sorts of environmental obstacles. It's a puzzle solver and platformer.
Well, no wonder you like it.
I love stuff like
that.
You're
a puzzle guy.
And well, not only that, but it really gives you that nostalgic feeling of back in the day how games were supposed to be. Right. I do think that we've hit a point in this generation where people are super impatient and they just want... Give me 3D, give me great graphics, give me a third-person shooter, give me open world. I don't really necessarily want that. But there was a game that was recently released this month, which is this month's game for gold, and I fell in love with it. Uh-oh. It's called Guacamelee, Turbo Fighting Something Mucho Luchador Edition, and it's a really good game. I shit you not, it is a very long title.
So it's like the Justice League Batman movie.
It is on par, yes, exactly. All right. And it's a Metroidvania game. Exactly. And it is perfectly Metroidvania game because it plays. I beat the game. I logged 8 hours into it. 8 hours is the perfect length for an Xbox Live Arcade game, especially one I didn't pay for. Sure. And I think I got roundabout on the first run through. It was like 90% of the game. So I can't complain. I got a good chunk of the achievements. I got a good chunk of the secret areas. Yep. The coolest thing about it is that you play a luchador guy. Basically, you're this regular dude, and he makes agave. He runs an agave field. He makes tequila. He goes to meet the love of his life, and they're going to go to this festival. Unfortunately, the Day of the Dead has happened. Demons have broken out, and
like you do,
you go and you die. You go to the dead world. Nice. And they give you the mask. You take the power. You become the luchador. As you go through, you break Metroid statues, and they are legitimately they look just like the Metroid statues.
That's awesome.
And the biggest thing for me is the game has a lot of really improvised, hilarious, timed humor that is very internet humor. It's very, and it touches on points. And it's funny when you're going to fight the last boss, if you listen to the actual music that's playing in the background while you're in the last temple, you'll even hear some of the Mario dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Nice. It's just in a different remix kind of way, and there's stuff like that all across the game. All right. Just little things here and there, and it blew my mind. I wish I could give somebody some money for this game somewhere, but it was free, so I'm not going to pay you. but it's a fantastic game, and I think everybody should go get a copy of it, especially right now. It's still free if you have an Xbox One, and if you don't have an Xbox One, it's also playable on PlayStation 3. I believe it's also on Xbox 360, and I know for a fact it's on PSP, which is where it originally launched.
Oh wow! I actually have a PSP.
I know, and you know what? This is a game you would love, but I don't think you'd like it. On the PSP, I think you would rather play it on a big screen.
Well, I got an Xbox 360 and a PS3 downstairs.
You should definitely check it out. Definitely check it out.
Crank that up. I like that.
It's a great game.
Speaking of Microsoft, there was another Microsoft game came out a few years ago. Had a few followers called Halo 3.
I've heard of it.
I love Halo 3.
As do well. I did enjoy Halo 3 a lot.
It was a great game,
but I know what you're going to tell me already, and I don't feel it's an Easter egg, but I want you to go ahead and tell them anyway.
Well, first of all, technically it is an Easter egg.
Well, it's an Easter egg, but no one found it.
So 7 years after the game's release, an Easter egg was discovered, but here's how it was discovered.
The developers...
Well, basically, during an interview with John Cable, some fan asked him, so how were you surprised about, A, how quickly some of the Easter eggs were found for Halo 3, and B, how slowly or how long it took for some of them found. And he kind of chuckled and he said, well, actually there's one
that still has never been found.
Still has never been found. And everybody's like,
what do you mean?
He said, well, it has to do with a certain date. And that's all he really said, but that was enough for people to start,
trying.
And then after that, it was December 25th, I believe, right?
I believe it was December 25th.
Double thumbs when you go play the game.
Basically what happens, is you go to set it to December 25th, and which I believe was his wife...
His wife's birthday? Lauren, I think was his wife's name,
And during the loading screen, you would click both the thumbsticks.
Yeah.
And it would cause it to all zoom out, and I've watched this 5 times, and I can barely see it.
Well, it's because the YouTube video looks horrible.
Yeah.
But
and I'm too lazy to actually go load my copy of Halo 3.
I still haven't done it either.
Yeah,
I still haven't done it either. So.
And personally, I don't know. I think that is the definition of an Easter egg, because an Easter egg used to be just hidden messages.
Right.
But
RJ's
that's cool to her.
RJ's like, meh.
That's cool to her. When you tell me there's an Easter egg, maybe I think Conan O'Brien and Nathan Fillion are gonna high five in an action clip or something. I don't know.
I'd be okay with that.
I mean, jeez. That's just ridiculous to me.
One of the games that you like, that Watch Dogs game.
Go ahead, tell them. I heard.
Love It or Leave It? Mm-hmm. It shipped 8 million units.
And you know what? What did I say? Wow. Everybody's like, oh, they're not going to make another one. I guarantee you after those numbers, they're going to make another one.
You can't not sell 8 billion and not make a Watch Dogs
8 million. 8 million.
I said million.
You said billion.
Did I?
Did not sell 8 billion. That would be... They would know.
I thought it was a million.
But...
I'm going to blame it on the braces.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, Ubisoft...
But that's almost a 400% increase in sales.
Their first quarter was good.
Yeah.
Real good.
They could afford to pay somebody else's company's salaries and maybe hire all those guys and bring them over.
Well, that's the thing, is they're going to have another game that they're going to see a huge increase in sales come out. It's going to be in October. That's Assassin's Creed Unity.
I agree with that.
The first co-op Assassin's Creed.
Oh, speaking of Assassin's Creed, did you know that Assassin's Creed Pirates for the iPad is free this week?
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Never played it. Not sure.
Wednesday or Thursday? It's stupid as hell. But it's free.
I'm not shocked about that one.
But it's free.
It's free. Go get it for your iPad, your iPhone, whatever.
I think that stops Wednesday or Thursday.
All right. Tomorrow. So go now.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I saw that this week. I was like, 8 million. I was like, wow, that's a lot that's a short amount of time for a game that relatively had the worst launch I've seen in a while. Because literally everyone that played it was like, including you.
Yep.
Was like, this is terrible.
Well, and it was a slow burn. The more I played it, the more I was like, I really enjoyed this game.
Apparently, it was enough of a burn that 7 million other people went, okay.
I think it was all hype train and a good chunk of that. But maybe people did also like it. It's one of those games where there's mixed reviews on both sides. Some people hate it, some people love it.
Well, either way, there is going to be Watch Dogs 2. There can't not be.
There cannot not be. I agree. I mean, it's got to happen.
Maybe it'll come out on the Xbox 5.
No, we'll see it probably in the next 2 years. I can guarantee it. Right. They've got a 1-year life cycle on their stuff as well.
That's true.
Especially when building new IPs. Other than that, I think we're coming back tomorrow, Wildcard Wednesday. So
and we're bringing back Snopes.
We're bringing back the Snopes for you. And we got 2 good Snopes coming for you tomorrow, so make sure to stick around. Don't forget, we've got a live show taping on August 2nd. That'll be the Buy a Beer for the Kids event.
If you're in Knoxville, come on down to Green's Tavern.
Yeah, we'll be there from 4 to whenever we're too drunk to not be there.
Yep.
Which will probably be late.
Yeah.
And I think I actually double booked that day. I think I'm gonna have to avoid going to my 10-year reunion. But
is that your high school reunion?
That's but you know what? I'm not gonna go. It's okay.
I didn't go to my 10.
Yeah, it's not really that big of a deal.
I might go to my. Oh God, I just about said that out loud.
Yeah, your 20th?
My 20's coming up. Yeah, I might actually go to that. Though.
Anyways, make sure to subscribe us on YouTube, which will probably be here or
side.
here or one of those areas, and like us on Facebook.
Sir.
So. We've got a Facebook. I heard that we had a Facebook.
It's facebook.com/thatstupidpodcast.
Hey, if you disagree with anything we said on the show yesterday or today, comment, holler at us, 480-STUPID9.
Or give us an email, show@thatstupidpodcast.com. Shoot yourself in a video with a question. Let us know.
We'll put it on the air. Yeah, other than that, we'll see you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow for Wildcard Wednesday. We'll bring you out Snopes. Stick around.